That's the way every day goes.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Sufri Nazari bin Azhar. Today I would like to present about local government in Malaysia. So I will explain about overview local government. Local government in Malaysia is the third and lowest level of government, operating under the federal and state system and mainly supervised by the state government. It is known as pihak berkuasa tempatan, which includes city council, municipal council and district council that manage specific areas. Although they do not have full autonomy, they must follow state regulation and policies. Their main responsibility include waste management, drainage and sanitation, road and facility maintenance, park management and urban planning, as well as handling business license, local bylaws, building regulation and assessment tax collection. As the closest level of government to the people, it deals directly with daily community needs and helps ensure local areas are clean, safe, organized and well developed while also supporting state and nation development goals. So next is the importance of local government. The importance of local government is that it provides essential public service that improve people quality of life by managing waste collection, road maintenance, drainage and street lighting to ensure a clean, safe and comfortable environment. It also plays a key role in town planning by approving building plans, monitoring construction and controlling land used to prevent overcrowding, uncontrolled development and environmental problems, where developers must obtain approval from local council before starting project to ensure safety and proper planning. In addition, local government act as a link between the public and higher level to government, allowing people to report issues such as blocked drains, broken light or damaged facilities directly to local council, so that problem can be solved faster and public satisfaction can be improved. So thank you very much.
2.0 local government during the colonization periods. 2.1 is the background. Local government in Malaysia began during the British colonial period in the 19th century when the British introduced administrative system to maintain order, improve sanitation, collect tax and manage clean growing towns. One of the earliest examples was the Council of Assessors in Penang in 1801, followed by similar council in Malacca and Singapore. Through the residential system, British officially controlled administration and introduced modern bureaucracy. The rapid development of towns such as Kuala Lumpur, Ipoh and Taiping led to formulations of sanitary works to handle public health, drainage, roads and waste management. Local government also regulated business and collected tax to support British economic interests. Over time, local council became more organized and many of this administrative system continue to influence Malaysia's local government structure after independence. So next is 2.2 structure. Centralized administration system. The British introduced a centralized administration system in Malaya to manage politics, economy, security and local administrations more effectively. During the British colonial period, Malaya administration became more hierarchical and organized. The British controlled politics, economy, security and local administration through a centralized system. The governor and high commission had the highest authority, while Malay ruler only managed religions and Malay customs. So next is Prime Minister positions. The positions of Prime Minister did not exist during British colonial rule and was only introduced after Malaya achieved independence in 1957 as the head of government and cabinet leader. During the colonial era, Malaya was governed directly by British administrators, so there was no Prime Minister position at the time. After the Federation of Malaya was informed and independence was achieved in 1957, the role of Prime Minister was officially introduced. The Prime Minister became the head of government and was appointed the Yang Di-Pertuan Agong based on majority support parliament. The Prime Minister is responsible for leading the cabinet, managing national administrations and making important policy for the country. So next is residents and resident councillors. British residents and resident councillors were responsible for administering Malay ruler and supervising important administrative matters such as finance, economy, law, and local government in Malay state. Resident and resident councillors play a major role in the British administration system in Malaya. Their duty was to advise Malay ruler and on all matters except religions and Malay custom. They supervise important sectors such as finance, law and order, economy and local government administration. They also ensure that British policy and regulations were implemented properly in every state. District officer and local administrators were appointed to help manage administration at district level and strengthen British control over local governance. Next is government agency. The British established several government agencies including the police force and civil defence department to maintain security, public order, emergency management and effective governance in Malaya. The British created many government agencies and departments to ensure security and stability in Malaya. One important department was the police force, which later became the Royal Malaysia Police (PDRM). Their role was to prevent crime, maintain public order, and protect British economic interests, especially in mining and plantation area. Another important agency was Jabatan Pertahanan Awam Malaysia (JPAM), which focused on emergency management and public safety. This agency helped the British maintain control and ensure smooth administrations throughout the country. So next is Public Service Department. Department for Works, Health, Education and Lands were created by the British to improve public service infrastructure development, sanitation, disease control and administration in urban and rural areas. During British rule, several departments were established to improve public administrations and service in Malaya. Works Department were responsible for building and maintaining roads, railways, drainage system and government building. Health Department focused on sanitation and disease control, especially in urban areas affected affected by rapid population growth due to mining and trading activity. Education departments supervises school and administrative training, while land department manage land administrations and development. This department help improve infrastructure and public service in the country. So the last is impact on Malaysia. The British colonial administration introduced bureaucracy and organized government system that later become the foundation of Malaysia modern public administration after independence. Overall, the British introduced centralized and bureaucratic administration system in Malaya. Although their main purpose was to protect British political and economic interests, this system helped create a more organized government structure. Many government departments administrative practice interest during the colonial continued after independence and become the foundation of Malaysia modern public administration system today. So 2.3 is administrations. First is traditional administration system. Before British colonizations, Malaya used a traditional administration system led by the Sultan, Penghulu and local leader to maintain peace, collect tax and supervise local community. Before the arrival of the British administration in Malaya was based on a traditional system. The Sultan acts as the highest ruler, while Penghulu and local leader help manage village and local areas. Their responsibilities include maintaining peace, collecting tax, solving local disputes, and supervising the people. However, as economic activity and urban development increase, the traditional system become less effective in managing a growing and modern society. So next is residental system. The British introduced the residental system to strengthen administration and control the Malay states more effectively. One of the most important systems introduced by the British was the residental system. Under this system, British resident was appointed to advise Malay rulers in all matters except Malay custom and Islamic religions. Although the system remained as symbolic ruler, the British administrators controlled important areas such as administration, finance, economic planning, and law enforcement. This system allowed the British to standardize administrations and strengthen their influence throughout the Malay state. So next, bureaucracy system. The British introduced bureaucracy to create a more organized and efficient administration system in Malaya. The British adopted bureaucracy as the main form of governance in Malaya. Bureaucracy involved hierarchical system division of work, rule of law, and formal government procedure. Different departments were established to manage finance, education, health, agriculture, and infrastructure. Governments officially were appointed based on qualifications and positions, creating a more structured. Next is local administrations. The British strengthened local administrations through council and sanitary boards in urban areas. Local administrations become more effective with the establishment of municipal council and sanitary boards. These organizations were responsible for sanitation, road construction, their drainage system, market and public health service. The rapid growth of cities such as Kuala Lumpur and Ipoh due to mining and trade activity increase the need to proper urban administration. Through local council, the British were able to maintain public order and support economic development in urban areas. Next is the impact of Malaysian administrations. British colonial administrations modernized governance in Malaya and influenced Malaya current public administration system. Overall, British colonizations introduced modernizations into the administration system of Malaya. The British implemented centralized administration, bureaucracy, government department, and local council to improve efficiency in governance. Although the main purpose was to protect British political and economic interests. This administrative system later became the foundation of Malaysia's modern public administration after independence.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Today I will present about local government during the post-colonization period in Malaysia. After Malaysia achieved independence in 1957, the country continues using the British local government system. This system helped provide administration stability and made the transition to self-governance smoother. Local council play an important role in providing public service, and their responsibility include waste collection, public health, road maintenance, and town planning. These services were important to improve the well-being of a local community, especially in urban areas. Besides that, some local councils were elected by the people. This allowed citizens to vote for representatives and participate in decision making at the local level, showing democratic practice in the local governance. However, local governance also faces several challenges. These include limited financial resources, weak administration capacity, and uneven development between the urban and rural areas. Because of this problem, service delivery was sometimes less effective. Therefore, the federal state government realized the improvement were needed. They began introducing reforms to strengthen the local government system and efficiency. Overall, the period after 1957 was transitional phase where Malaysia gradually moved from a colonial-based local government system to a more national aligned system. That's all. Now I will explain the structure of the local government after the independence. After independence in 1957, Malaysia reorganized local government into three-tier system. The system consisted of the federal government, state government, and local authorities. Local authorities operate under the supervision of the state government as stated in the federal constitution. The structure can be explained as the federal government followed by state government and then the local authority. The next is the classification of the local authority. Local authority were divided based on population size, economic activity, and the level urban development. The first is city council, manage a large urban areas and the major cities. Second, municipal council, manage a medium-sized town and developing urban areas. Third, district council, manage smaller towns and rural area. This classification helped improve administration efficiency because of each local authority could focus on the specific needs of its area. Next, I will explain about centralization and financial control in local government after independence. During the post-independence period, the local government system gradually became more centralized. The federal and state government gained greater influence over policy making and administrative decisions. This situation led to higher government control, limited power over local authorities, and a more centralized administration system. As a result, local authority had limited autonomy because important decisions often require approval from higher authorities before action could be taken. Besides that, local authority also face financial dependence. They depend on the local revenue collection and financial assistance for the government, for the state and the federal government. Because of this financial dependence, local authority had limited ability to independently plan and carry out development project in their areas. Next, I will explain the administration of a local government after independence in Malaysia. After independence, local government administration was supervised by the state government to make sure local policy follow a national goals and the government plans. This showed that a local authority did not fully operate on their own because higher authority still had a strong control. The State Executive Council or ESCO, led by Menteri Besar or Chief Ministry, was responsible for supervising local authority. They monitored administration and ensure local council carry out their duty properly. Besides that, there were also administration and technical officers who manage daily operation. For example, council secretaries handle the administration. At the national level, the National Council for Local Government helped coordinate local government policy between the different states. This was important to ensure all states follow similar standard and policy. Another major change was the suspension of a local government election after independence. Instead of being elected by the people, local leaders such as mayor, president and council members were appointed by state authority. This reduced direct public participation in the local governance, centralized control. In terms of financial, local authority depended on a local revenue collection grant from the state federal government. Because of this financial dependence, local council had a limited ability to independently carry out large development projects. Overall, the administration of a local government after independence reflected a system of control decentralization where local authority managed local service but still remained under supervision from higher levels of government. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Atika. Now I will explain about the structure of the present local government system in Malaysia. The current local government structure is mainly based on the Local Government Act 1976, also known as Act 171. This act was introduced to improve the efficiency and administration of local authorities in Malaysia. Because before the restructuring process, there were too many local concerns before different system and with management. In Malaysia, local government is recognized as the third level of government after the federal and state governments. However, local government are still supervised by the state government because local government matters are under the state list in the federal constitution. There are three main types of local authorities in Malaysia. The first is the City Council or Majlis Bandaraya, which manage highly developed urban areas. The second is the Municipal Council or Majlis Pembandaraan, which is manage medium-sized urban areas. Lastly, the District Council or Majlis Daerah manage smaller and rural areas. Next, I will explain the leadership and organisation of local government. City Council are led by a mayor or Datuk Bandar, while Municipal and District Council are led by President or Yang di-Pertua. These leaders are appointed by the state government and not elected by the public. Besides that, local government also have council members who help in the decision making and administration. They are also appointed by the state government. To ensure efficiency in administration, local government have several departments such as finance, engineering, health, licensing and enforcement. This department help manage public service and local development effectively. In conclusion, the current structure of local government help improve administration and service delivery. In Malaysia, however, some people believe that the appointment system reduces democratic participation because local leaders are not directly elected by the people. Now I will continue with the administration of the present local government system in Malaysia. The administration system became more organized after the restructuring process under the Local Government Act 1976. The main purpose was to improve efficiency, accountability and public service delivery because previously many local authorities faced problems such as poor financial management and weak administration. In the administrative structure, City Council are led by a mayor or Datuk Bandar, while Municipal and District Council are led by a President or Yang di-Pertua. Local governments also operate through several important departments such as finance, engineering, town, planning, licensing and health departments. Each department has its own responsibility in managing local service and development. Next, local government also use COMIT system to discuss matter-related development, finance, public facility, and community welfare. This help improve coordination and decision-making within local authority. Financial management is also important in local government administration. Local government receive income from assessment taxes, business licensing, parking fees, finance and government grants. They are also allowed to hire and manage their own staff under Act 171. Besides that, local government have the authority to created by law related to public safety, cleanliness, business activities, and traffic control. This by law help maintain order and improve community well-being. In conclusion, the current administration system is more systematic and efficient compared to the previous system. However, local governments still face challenges such as urbanization and increasing public expectations. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Isa bin Muassis, and now I will explain about 4.3 improvement. Okay, so now I will explain the improvement in the present local government system in Malaysia. After the restructuring under the Local Government Act 1976, many improvements were introduced to strengthen local government administrations. One major improvement was the amalgamation process, where the smaller local authority will combine into largest councils. This help improve efficiency, financial stability, and administrative capacity. Another important improvement was financial management. Local governments now receive income from assessment taxes, licensing fees, parking fees, and government grants. This allows a local authority to provide better public services and carry out development projects more effectively. Besides that, local governments were given greater authority to manage their staff and administrations. Professional departments such as engineering, health, enforcement, and town planning were also strengthened to improve service delivery and urban management. Next, local governments have also become more modern and development-oriented. Today, local authorities are involved in urban planning, tourism, environmental management, and smart city developments. Many councils, such as MBSA and DBKL, have introduced digital systems like online payment services, electronic licenses, and digital complaint platforms. These systems help to improve efficiency and make services easier for the public to access. Local governments are also more active in environmental programs such as recycling campaigns, waste management, and green city initiative. However, despite these improvements, several challenges still exist. Local governments still depends heavily on state governments, and there are ongoing debates about the absence of local elections. In conclusion, the improvement have made local government more systematic, modern, and effective in supporting national development and public welfare. Thank you. So, in conclusion, Malaysian current local government system has improved significantly after the restructuring under the Local Government Act 1976. The restructuring helped to strengthen the administrations, improve financial management, and also increase the efficiency of public service delivery. Local governments now play wider roles not only in maintenance and public health, but also in urban planning, environmental sustainability, and smart city development. In addition, the use of technology and modernizations program has helped local authority to provide better services to the public. However, several challenges still exist, including the limited autonomy, dependence of the state governments, and debates regarding to the absence of local elections. Overall, local governments remain important in supporting national development and improving the quality of life of the community. Therefore, continuous improvements and reforms are necessary to ensure effective and sustainable local government in the future. Thank you. That's all from me.